Heather McDonald has got the juiciest scoop. When you're on the road, when you're on the go, Juicy Scoop is the show to know. She talks Hollywood tales, her real life Mr. Segment serial data and serial sister. You'll be addicted and addicted fast to the #1 tabloid real life podcast. Listen in, listen up. Whoop whoop. Heather McDonald, Juicy Scoop.
Hello and welcome to Juicy Scoop. All right, you guys, you can go see me live right now. You can go to heathermcdonald.net and get your tickets to see me in these cities, starting with Las Vegas, San Diego, Napa, Irvine, Red Bank, New Jersey, Connecticut, Huntington, New York, West Hampton Beach, New York, Sacramento, and San Francisco. This is going to be a great, fun, different show. Every show is different. This is going to be all your favorite elements of Juicy Scoop and some stand-up with some of your favorite guests going to many of these venues. Like Chris is going to be coming, Chris Franjola and Justin Martindale and Spencer Pratt and many others. Go to heathermcdonald.net. Get your tickets now. There are meet and greet options. There are some packages that include hotels like in San Diego. Go now. They will sell out. heathermcdonald.net. Hello and welcome to Juicy Scoop. I have one of your favorites, Justin Martindale, back from whirlwind travel here in the Juicy Scoop headquarters. How are you, my love?
I'm good. It's good to be back. I just was in New York and Baltimore and Atlanta, and yeah, it was
Doing
a
your
lot.
shows.
Yeah, thanks to the Bell House Theater in Brooklyn, sold out.
Good
That
for
was
you.
great.
Good, I'm sure.
Mateo Lane joined me, which was great.
Gwyneth Paltrow. This ski trial is
Love it.
pretty freaking fun. I talked about it on the last show, and I just watched. So for those of you, just to get you up to date, 2016, Gwyneth was at Deer Valley, which I've skied there too. It's a beautiful resort. There's a montage right there, which is kind of near where she was probably going to go to have lunch on these easier runs. She said this older guy ran into her from behind. He said she ran into him. 7 years later, we're watching the trial of the century.
I mean, move over Amber Heard and Johnny Depp, because this is what I'm here for.
And it's pretty entertaining.
Oh, yeah.
100%. I believe she's in the right. This is as someone who skis, who's not a great skier, you know, you ski and you ski at your own risk. To think that someone could sue for something on a bunny slope, and that, you know, if you're not good enough to ski down this thing, then you possibly run into someone that you're going to be sued. And being that she's famous, I believe that, you know, this was a bullshit thing. And I'm really glad that she's going on it. A lot of people think she's being kind of arrogant on the stand. I think she's being like,
She's
you,
having
why
a
am I here?
blast.
She's having a blast, and she's
Oh,
like,
yeah.
why am I here?
Yeah.
Meanwhile, his attorney is this woman who I think is pretty starstruck about her.
So starstruck. Like,
Yeah.
you need to play her
Yeah.
in the Lifetime original movie.
Yeah.
That's it.
And because when Gwyneth, kind of in a condescending way, says, and what is your name? And she goes, my name? It's Christian. Gwyneth, you want to take me to the slumber party with the Goop product?
She's like, no.
Why wouldn't you have said my name? Well, it's Ms. McDonald.
Uh-huh.
Like, I'm questioning you. You know,
She's like, I'm just a peasant
Yeah.
attorney.
and she's like, oh, wish I was as tall as you.
I
Gwyneth."
know, it's so weird.
And then his daughter,
Uh-huh.
who is on the stand, she's trying to be funny. Did you see that part where he
No, I didn't.
where he said something, and where were you staying or something? And she goes, we're staying at a VRBO with my dad. He gets great reviews, all 5 stars. and the
Oh,
guy goes,
no.
what? And she goes, I was just joking. And then she does
Oh.
another answer, and then she goes, by the way, Judge, that was just a dumb joke about the VRBO that has nothing to do with this trial. And I'm like, oh my God, the fact that he wrote his daughter, I'm going to be famous, and now you're trying to do a tight 3 at the Laugh Factory on a Tuesday night. I'm like, I can't. Like, this
All you gotta do is add the captions at the bottom. Like, am I right?
So I just saw, we're recording this on Tuesday, because I'm going away on Wednesday with my son to Cabo. But I just saw the latest. So he's on the stand, and his story is that he heard a blood curdling scream, and she came down, and then he was hit. And ever since then, his eyesight has suffered.
Mm.
And then he gets into the part where he starts to cry and says, I was in a romantic relationship with this woman, but because of my brain injuries from Gwyneth
Gwyneth Paltrow.
running into me on the slope 7 years ago, I had to tell this woman, "No, just go. I'm useless.
No.
Go. I
Ugh.
can't be." And I mean, I'm just like, what? I mean, the reason I'm grateful for her that she did take it this far and didn't just fold and give him whatever, a settlement, because as someone who occasionally skis and is not a great skier, and my kids ski and everything, and I am Heather McDonald Juicy Scoop, I would hate to be a target. Like, but I feel like she was a target, to sue her. And I would hate that
Of
all of a
course.
sudden now this might possibly change legal ramifications for people who ski. Like, oh my God,
This is a ski slap.
Yeah, I mean, you have car insurance.
Yeah.
But you don't have ski insurance. I
Yeah.
don't want that to be something. I mean, by getting your ski pass, I thought it was sort of like you're skiing at your own risk. But I guess you can always personally sue someone.
This
So,
reminds me of those videos, where they have like dash cams,
yeah.
and it's like someone pulling out of a parking lot, and someone runs and
Yeah.
hits the hits
Oh,
the
yeah,
car
when you
front. They're
see
like,
the thing
no!
in the alley. Yes.
And they roll off the car dramatically. Or that one
Right.
video where the lady, it's a court scene, and she has the papers, and she walks by the other woman and just taps her with the papers on the head, like, bitch,
Yeah.
and she grabs her head. She's like, no, and falls out of the chair and starts rolling. People are insane. However, I do love this. I did take a line from Gwyneth Paltrow
Wait.
while I was on the.
Wait, I just want to say, while you're talking about crazy scenes that are coming to me,
Yeah.
I remember there was a Brady Bunch where they were being sued by this guy who said he was hurt by like Mr. Brady,
Uh-huh.
and he had like a neck brace on. And then someone, I can't remember who in the family, they take their briefcase and while he's giving testimony, and they throw it on the ground,
Oh.
and it startles him, and he goes,
Oh.
and then they're like, "What? You're lying." But
Or
that's what-
Legally Blonde when she perms her hair.
Yes, where she's. Yes.
I mean, there's so many ways. That's.
So this is. I feel like there's going to be a moment in that. But go. What were you saying?
I was
with the-
saying like that's how I felt on the Delta plane, because I was like, this is bullshit. Why are we stalled for 6 hours for maintenance? Fix the plane. And they were like, sir, what's your complaint? I'm like, I missed a day of skiing.
Right.
You know?
Exactly. I missed
I
Chicago.
missed a half a day
She
of
said a half a
skiing.
day of skiing. Yeah.
And
yeah.
the Taylor Swift references. Did you buy her any Christmas
No, but
presents?
that's again. She was fangirling
Yes.
out. But wait a minute, you guys are friends, right?
And she's like,
wait.
not really.
Yeah, I think you bought her a present. I think I followed you. I think you opened up a PR package from her. Wait,
I
what?
know. Is this the law now?
Wait, I have another question. Did you and Taylor go to the Kardashian Christmas party?
Yeah. Did you? Because what was it like? Like, just, briefly, just for the record,
No, I just want to know.
I just want to know, like, what, like, was,
Did you and Taylor possibly share ski outfits?
She's so weird. I know. I do also love the guy. His scream was really good. It was a good scream.
Yeah.
But I also
he's trying
like
to get a gag
how
giggle.
he's complaining about missing like wine tastings. And I'm like,
Oh, I
I
missed
get
that.
it.
What did he say?
He's like, I'm missing several wine tastings that I had scheduled. And I'm like, oh, I get
the
it,
most
bitch.
entitled court
Yes.
case in America.
I mean, if I ever miss a wine tasting, like, ooh, it's bad news.
Yeah.
I can't.
No. I mean, we planned it. We planned
We
that stuff
planned
out.
in advance.
But more Gwyneth news.
Mm-hmm.
She, according to New York Post, she said apparently there's a dangerous truth about Gwyneth Paltrow's rectal ozone therapy. So she's always trying new things. So she's all about wellness and detoxing and everything. She detoxes all the time. She has all these things you can buy on her site to detox. And I'm like, how many more toxins are in your body?
Yeah,
if you're
why is Gwyneth
detoxing every day?
Paltrow poisonous? What happened?
So this is rectal ozone therapy. Okay. So she did it, but now doctors are warning against it. So it uses medical grade oxone gas administered through an ozone generated device, and it can be inserted in your body many ways. And then it can be blown up the butt via a catheter. Ouch. Which is how Gwyneth does it. There are unknown side effects and benefits, but the route is questionable according to doctors. So it's a gas molecule that's made up of 3 oxygen atoms, also known as smog, which is dangerous to breathe, going up
What?
your butt. The FDA put out a warning against it in 2019. It's $250 per 25-minute session, and doctors are recommending dietary supplements instead. I'm sure this is all just to get you to shit. Can we just do a Metamucil gummy
It
over the counter?
it just sounds like blowing smoke up your ass. That's all it is. That's all it is. Side effects of blowing smoke up your ass may include anal leakage.
But it's supposed to slow down cell aging. Gwyneth
Mm-hmm.
said it's the weirdest wellness thing she's ever done. Well, yeah. Okay, listen, people. There's some things that you just don't need to do.
Yeah.
Like, come on. Drink a little more water, have a little fiber, and enough with this. Why? You don't need a gas up your butthole.
Yeah, well, now I think we're going to have like a Kirkland version of this where we're going to be walking in a parking lot and see someone just squatting on their muffler. Just like, honey, turn the car on. I got to get that ozone rectal therapy.
Well, it's like that whole thing with the steaming vagina
Who
where you're supposed to
cares?
steam your vagina.
No, we're not.
Why just take a shower? What are you talking about?
Take
You
a
have to steam
shower.
it. You have to steam it. Like, what's that going to do for
And
it?
then I always see like those pictures of those ladies like in an old barbershop stall with like their like puppy cones on and they're like, thanks, Gwyneth. And I'm like, oh, I don't even want to picture what's going on down there.
That was another one of those things. Reality shows always go in waves of what they have to do to get the girls to sit next to each other. I think just let's stick to just a simple pedicure.
Yeah.
But it was the steaming vagina. It was the old school stripper class. Then it was the classes where you're in sheets twirling around.
Oh, yeah.
Yes. Then it was what else were there like that we always would see in reality? The goat yoga. where the
Goat yoga, now flamingo yoga.
Oh, is that a new thing?
Mm-hmm. It is for my Housewives franchise, yeah.
At Miami they did it. Well, you know what? When I did yoga on my trip at the in the Virgin Islands, and there were some flamingos walking around, but they weren't participating.
No, they're not going to participate. They're flamingos. They have things to do. They're bitchy.
Also, they have really skinny legs, so they
Yeah,
don't need
they don't
to.
need it.
Yeah, they don't need it.
Wait,
They're
now
good.
I'm trying to think of like, so it was, okay, yes, goat yoga. There was like rock massages, I think was one. Wasn't that like a thing?
I still like a little rock.
Or like, cupping was really big too.
Oh, she used to do the cupping, and then people would go out on the red carpet and have because a bunch
They're
of
like,
red.
look at my
cups on-
bruises.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
Yeah, what's going on? Like, you really needed cupping?
Yeah.
What was that also? There was another thing that people were into like 20 years ago, where it's called like Ralphing or something, where they'd go deep into their muscles that it would make you cry about your childhood.
No.
I know.
I don't want that. Let's dig up your trauma. Sounds great. I'm in.
There's all those other places where you get and they wrap you up like in
Seaweed?
foil, like a baked potato.
Yeah.
And you're just supposed to sweat it out.
Mm-hmm.
But then, like, I guess you'd be maybe thin the next day, but eventually you're going to drink the water, and whatever that water retention is going to come back to a normal, healthy way.
Then there was the lemon cayenne pepper flush
Oh,
cleanse.
that was Yolanda on Beverly Hills.
That was
You had
everybody.
talked about-
And now it's just Ozempic.
Then there was celery. What happened to celery?
Celery had a moment and it's gone. And then there was kale and that's gone. Then quinoa.
Wait, I still like kale.
Well,
I
kale,
still
but
like,
I mean like kale.
Yeah.
Like when everything was kale.
I still like a crunch of a kale.
Yeah. But then quinoa, then like
Yeah.
tofu.
Yeah.
And now it's like turmeric or something like that. Mushrooms.
Yeah. Where was turmeric like 3 years ago?
3 years ago. That's where it was. It's nowhere to be found.
Justin Bieber is
Mhm.
touring with the idea of retiring after offloading his music catalog for $200 million. Okay, so I didn't realize he was 29. I thought he was a little younger than that. He's not looking great. I saw a photo of him the other day, and there was a meme that says Justin Bieber looks like a roofer right after you paid him, and you don't think he's going to come back on Monday.
You know what? Some people are into that. You know, who are they to judge?
So his wife
Okay.
Hailey Bieber is 26, and he said, according to this, he just doesn't feel right with the world. His therapist even said, just to make sure what he's doing is just making him happy. But if it isn't, let's just set some money aside. And people are saying this should have been what happened with Britney. Like maybe if this was with Britney, like maybe this is a good thing. Just take a break.
Yeah.
So he had to cancel so many shows last year because of his facial freezing health problem, which is Ramsay Hunt syndrome. But apparently he just wants to disappear with Hailey and enjoy his money. Well, let me tell you something. Hailey doesn't want to disappear.
No, Hailey will never disappear.
No, Hailey does not want to disappear. So that's going to be a problem. And sobriety is triggering to Hailey because her dad struggled with addiction and she doesn't understand why marriage has to be this hard. And he thought marriage would fix all his problems. So you know, I don't know what's going on with the two of them, but
I think he wants an out. I think it's
he
a marriage cult.
with the church and stuff.
I think it's not with the church. There was some TikTok to that I saw because it's valid. But there was like, you know how
I
some
learn
people
a lot
like
from TikTok.
they
Yeah.
dig and dive and find all this stuff and like it makes sense. Like Justin was on Ellen. I don't know if you saw this clip and they're like, "How did you and Haley meet?" And
Yeah.
he was like, "I kind of don't remember." He's like, "She was at a whole bunch of stuff that I was at and then like her dad introduced us
That
and
her dad knew his pastor.
yeah.
And they sort of got together and introduced them, and then he was kind of funny about it, but he was just kinda like, "Yep, it was an arranged marriage."
It
pretty
was an
much
arranged marriage, yeah.
I mean, I
And
hope
she's getting like the same tattoos as Selena is, and it's just weird at this point. I think he's just like, you know what? I want a break from all of this.
well, I just think a lot like Britney and a lot like any child star. I mean, he started, on YouTube just being a
Yeah.
talented kid singer at, like, 11,
Yeah,
and it
if
has
not
been
younger.
nonstop since 11, and
I
I've
think
told
before he was like, I think his dad actually like took him down to like train stations to like play
Right, those
like
were
on
on the
like so it
YouTube,
could have
like,
been
he
even
was, like, the
younger.
kid
Yeah.
with, like, the suitcase
Yeah.
trying to get a couple dollars.
A little carpetbagger
Yeah.
making a dream come true.
And, but I always remember when he when he was on Chelsea Lately, like, the second time he came, he wasn't feeling well, and that was one of the first time I saw people that they brought in a private doctor, and they're like, "No, he can do the show, they're just giving him some shots." And I just remember thinking that was so sad, he couldn't have been older than 14 or 15,
Yeah.
and he couldn't be sick. I mean, and, at the time, of course, if he was sick today, he'd blow off Chelsea Lately, but at 13, 14 years old, his whole team is like, "No,
You got to do this.
you can do this 10-minute interview and sparkle and be charming and, like, flirt," and I always just thought that was so sad, and
Yeah.
so then, that's why he wrote that song, "I'm so lonely,"
Mhm.
and there's a
I know.
line in that song that's like, "And I was sick and you made me work," and I'm like, I wonder if he's talking about that day at Chelsea Lately when the doctor gave him the B12 shot in his little butt. I don't know, I just think
It's a little
I think it is good if he takes a break now versus later.
Yeah.
Because I think he could still do an incredible comeback, but maybe he just needs like 2 or 3 years off.
I am all for this.
Yeah.
I think it's great that he can say, you know what? $200 million for my catalog. Sure. That's
I've
a
lived a
lot of money.
lifetime of
I've been doing this since I was
Yeah.
11. I don't want to be like, I don't want, and I'm not trying to compare him to Elvis Presley,
No,
but
but
it's
he
like,
is-
that's the
yeah,
thing.
he
At
is
least
our-
he's
yeah.
like, I don't want to be like riddled with drugs. He's like, I have this condition. I want to look after my health and my mental wellness.
Right.
And like, bye.
I
Rather like him take care of himself than like die.
And let him be in charge of it.
Yeah.
Let him get that 200 million and him be in control of that 200 million until he does get to a place where he might break.
Mm-hmm.
And let Britney be like a lesson to anybody that's super successful young and especially when it comes to music because there's nothing I mean music is so different than like what we do. Like we could make some people chuckle and they're like into us. But a song lives for infamy, and
Mhm.
infamy. And it's like that's what makes him so special. Angelina Jolie, you guys. I'm kind of excited about this. I believe from this video, it was Nobu. And she went on a
Yeah,
date.
that's Nobu Malibu.
She went on a 3-hour lunch with this billionaire named David Mayer de Rothschild. And he looks pretty cute.
I mean, what a billionaire name.
I mean, the best billionaire name.
David
ever.
Mayer de Rothschild. Okay.
I assume he is part of the Rothschild. He is. But, they call him, he is a British adventurer and is heir to his family's throne. They're bankers. Paris Hilton's sister, Nikki, is married to a Rothschild, too.
I'm not ready for this. This is a weird family tree if this happens. But I'm kind of here for it. It's better than a Kardashian family tree.
So people don't know if it's a date. Some want to hope that it is, like me. He was married back in 2020 to this actress, but he's named Karina Dayko. They're not married anymore. But they were not alone at the lunch. There was a couple other people. So then that appears like maybe they're working on some charity or whatever. But he is age appropriate. He
Yep.
looks like mid 40s. And I think he's He's not Brad Pitt, but he's good looking enough.
No one's Brad Pitt.
But he's got sparkling blue eyes. And
Yeah.
according to this, he's a lot taller than she.
Yeah.
And so like, I mean, I think
I love how they quote business meeting.
I would love this to happen.
I think it's great. He's a normie. I love a normie.
You mean not an actor?
Or anything. He's just like
He's just a rich guy.
He's just a billionaire who's like, what do you want? I can take care of it. Whatever you need for all 95 of your kids, I can take care of them.
There's no place she could throw him in where he'd be uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Except like a red carpet, which isn't that bad. And
Not
it's
that
only
bad.
once in a while. Oh.
Oh, no.
Wait a minute. They're still married.
No.
So then this can't be a date. They're not even separated?
That's why it's quoted business meeting.
Well, you know who also had a business meeting who was married a few years back? Brad Pitt, when he met with Angelina Jolie to talk about Mr. and Mrs. Smith.
Mm-hmm.
And his actress wife, Jennifer Aniston, was like, good, go have fun. Talk to Angie. I'm excited. I feel great. And she really did call Angelina Jolie or go up to her in public and say, my husband is so excited about working with you. It's going to be fun. There's going to be assassins, sexy assassins. And
the gray clouds came in, thunder bellowed.
So
the rest is history.
So I don't know, Jennifer, if you know this girl, Karina, or maybe your agents do, but I get a little note to her. Get a little note out to her. Just be like, I got you, girl. You want to get margaritas and I will tell you the shit.
Oh my God, that'd be great.
Yeah.
Because that wife is like clearly well off. So then Jennifer Aniston's just like, let
yeah.
me tell you what you need to do.
I also want to just tap myself on the back for saving this topic.
Yeah.
Because right when I found out he was married, I thought, why the fuck did we talk about this? But now that's super important.
That's juicy and,
that's super
knowledgeable.
important.
Yeah. Now it's a developing story.
Now it's developing.
Yeah.
We got to make sure they don't have any more lunches.
No more lunches at Nobu. We got to call Nobu and say,
don't
put her on the list.
Unless
86 Angelina Jolie.
Definitely should not be trusted.
Put her face on the wall.
Speaking of this, I want to throw this in.
Mm-hmm.
You heard about Emily?
Go for it.
Ratajkowski.
No, Ratajkowski.
Yes, I call her Ratajkowski.
Okay.
Anyway, she was seen making out with Harry Styles.
She's making out with everybody.
I did not realize that she was really good friends with Olivia Wilde. Like, really good friends. And there's even a photo of her at the concert right next to Olivia Wilde while Harry Styles was performing. You know who also did that? Raquel. When Tom Sandoval was performing, her blonde friend, Ariana, took her to the concert. Oh, look at your man.
Yeah.
Look at your man.
He's so talented.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's so crazy.
So someone said, this Juicy Scooper, I guess I didn't get her name, but she wrote, first Scandival, then Heather versus the Chumps. Now this. Is 2023 the year of don't trust your friends? I think it's the month. I think March was a month of
March Madness
of realizing, wow. And so the story behind Olivia, according to Page 6, is Olivia Wilde is like, I'm not fucking with this girl. I'm like disgusted. And she is allegedly rumored to be trying to apologize or talk to Olivia or try to smooth it over. But Olivia is like, bitch, I got you a ticket to the con. I thought we were friends. They have all these times that they've hung out. They were like real friends, like talking on the phone, friends. And so Emily is just, I just thought she was just a thirsty bitch for paparazzi and was down to bone anyone to get in Page 6. Now I'm like,
who?
Oh,
Emily Ratajkowski?
Emily. Now she's off. Now she's also like a shitty friend.
Yeah. And have you seen all her boyfriends? And I mean,
They're
get
hit
it.
and miss. They're hit and miss.
Well, it's so weird. It's like Pete Davidson, Eric Andre, like, who else does she date for? I mean, there's like a whole list of them. I can't even think of them off the top of my head.
No, there's like 7.
And they're all like famous men. It's like Leonardo DiCaprio's in there, I think. Like, just A-listers. So it's like, you have Scandival, which I'm like,
I don't know. There's a lot of difficult names for me to pronounce, but they're not. The only other famous one is Brad Pitt. She hopped on that for a minute.
So I think this is
also at a certain point, though. Now, listen, I know it's 2023 and I'm, not a Gen Zer. And my mother would tell me, minute you start sleeping around, no great man will want you, that
Mhm.
type of a thing. I know that's not the case today, but at a certain point, isn't it a little like that awful to say? Aren't there some guys that'll be a little bit turned off, especially that
Yeah.
it's all been done in the press? Like even if you're in the small town of whatever, and there's the local hussy. I know I'm
The
talking like it's 1943,
the
but there's
Hester Prynne of the village.
yeah, there's a local hussy, and she's okay. It's okay that all your friends screwed her. You're happy to screw her too after the bar. But is that the person you want to is that the person or the pussy you want to tell the world, I'm going to marry this
Yeah.
girl?
Yeah. And I don't even know really what she does.
She
Like,
doesn't do anything.
she
She's
was in the
not.
Blurred Lines video,
And
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 that's
the
like
last
it.
movie I know that she was in, which she was the hussy that slept with Ben Affleck when he was cheating on his wife in Gone Girl, which is a great movie. But that movie came out like 12 years ago.
Yeah, she just kind of takes pictures and just like hooks up with different guys every week. And I'm like, is that your job?
Yes.
Good for you. But what do we have to come up with a name for this, because if we have Scandival, then we need like
Oh my God, that would
Ratajkowski.
make her so happy if she could even keep this going.
She will.
All right, well,
That's all she's got.
but she was in Tokyo. That's how they hooked up. So, like, was she in Tokyo doing something else?
No.
Or was he invited? Did she fly 23 hours to get to?
Yeah, she had a layover. She was middle seat. She was flying to Tokyo.
Yeah.
Yeah, just to get the photo op.
Sad.
Mm-hmm.
So this Porsche billionaire, he filed for divorce because his wife had dementia.
She didn't see that coming.
Well, I mean, it's very, very sad. And I know there's a lot of people in this position as they get to a certain stage in their life that their partner, unfortunately, has this awful disease. They've been together since 2007. They got married in 2019. Their assets are 21.7 billion.
Yeah.
But he's also been getting closer to a friend of 20 years who's only 59. And so there you go.
So he's divorcing her because she has dementia.
Yes.
And he's hooking up
And
with
he's
somebody
literally
else?
saying that.
Yeah.
And because, I mean, how else would you? Yeah, and he's hooking up with a 59-year-old.
But do we think that a Porsche billionaire is going to be a very empathetic person? Like, is he going to be like, you know what I
We're
mean?
in it till the end? No.
Yeah, he's like, honey, I'm going to stick through with this. This isn't the Notebook reboot that we've all asked for.
I mean, it is so sad, and I'm not making light of anything.
No.
But the good news is that, like, if she didn't have this horrible disease and she was aware of all of her surroundings, this would be a lot worse to find out that a friend within their circles that they've known for 20 years, who's also significantly younger than you, your husband is leaving you for her.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, again, this is another scandal.
Well, this is what I learned from
I mean, Tom Sandoval's scandal is not the 27-year-old, 27 point whatever billion dollar. I mean, but he is playing the Canyon Club with his cover band.
Yeah,
So, I
yeah.
mean, it's pretty close.
And Olivia Wilde's in the audience. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know his name yet, but I'm working on it.
Everything can be related back to Scandal. But what were you going to say?
I was going to say, this is like Porsche versus Ferrari versus dementia.
Yeah.
This is that movie. This is like, it's like the Notebook meets Porsche versus Ferrari. It's like real rich guys with cars and dementia. Who knows?
mean,
Maybe Hollywood has another movie up for grabs.
if this was my mom or whatever, I'd be like, give us half of the
Yeah.
billions.
Does he have kids?
Go divorce. I don't know. I haven't gone that far, but like, and our mom's never going to know.
Yeah.
We're going to just say, yeah, daddy's coming. Daddy will be here tomorrow. And she won't remember that we told her that he's coming tomorrow.
We're going to buy her a villa, live out her last days.
She never has to know
Yeah.
that he
It's so
left
sad.
It
What
is
a dog.
sad. Rupert
Ugh.
Murdoch,
Speaking
he's
of.
engaged. He is engaged. This cutie is engaged again. He's 92. You know what? Never too old to fall in love. And he is engaged to this girl, Anne Leslie Smith. She's only 66. And this came 7 months after he broke up with his ex-wife, Jerry Hall.
Who breaks up with Jerry Hall?
And Jerry Hall was married to
Mick Jagger.
and she was a beautiful model. And they were together for 6 years. And she thought when she married him 6 years ago, and she's like calling her girlfriends, and she's like, I got Rupert Murdoch. At that time, he's like, right? He would be like 5. And she's like, girl, he is going to be gone soon. And I'm going to be, whoa. And then he's like, you know what? I
Bye,
could do better,
Jerry.
Jerry Hall. I could do better. So he's been married 4 times, but he said, but this will be my last. Yeah, you think?
God,
But maybe not.
who
Jerry Hall
knows?
thought I'll be your last. Anyway, they share the same, what is this? Beliefs. Oh, they share the same beliefs. And so it's coming perfect time for both of them. How sweet. They're having a wedding this summer. Like, here's the thing. Like, if I met these people and I was invited to the wedding, like, let's say I knew the woman,
Who?
and
And
Leslie
Leslie
Smith. Yeah,
Smith?
like I knew her. Like we met a few times. She was a juicy scooper. We just became like friendly. And I got invited to the wedding. Of course, I'd be going, right?
Uh-huh.
And then you have to like sit there at these weddings because you're like, I'm thrilled just to be at this fucking fabulous wedding, and there's caviar going, and it's a beautiful setting. But it just like must be so weird to be like so kind of like
We know
fake
what's going
about it.
on.
Yeah, to be like, I love it, and talking to people. Now, how do you know? How do you know the young couple?
Well,
Like it's weird.
yeah, it's like, well, he used to date Jerry Hall, and I don't trust her. And Leslie Smith, I think she's up to no good.
I don't know what
Her
she.
initials are ALS. I don't like it. I don't like her at all.
I talked about this story with Sarah last week. Did you hear about this model who they thought either died taking a selfie off of his balcony in Miami,
Uh-huh.
or they thought it was a suicide?
You know what's weird is that guy, I didn't know him personally, but I remember when people were finding about his death, it was like posted on Facebook. So I guess a lot of people that I followed knew him
Oh,
in West Hollywood. I
people
never knew
didn't.
him.
Your friends knew him personally. Some people you knew.
What's
Yeah.
that?
So some people you knew him
Some
personally.
people that I knew of him, and
Yeah.
I think it was being ruled like people were just quick to jump to like, oh, mental illness, he killed
Oh.
himself, whatever. And then this popped up, and I was like, oh my God, that's the same guy from the posts.
There's Jeff Thomas.
Uh-huh.
He's the hot 35-year-old male model, gay, who either jumped off his balcony or wasn't careful taking a selfie. But he was dating this billionaire named Peter Thiels, and they were dating. Oh, he's a billionaire, and they were dating for a while. They met back in 2015 and 2016, around then, at Coachella. And Thomas apparently would use Thiel's wealth to make him look good. And in 2017, Thiel married investment banker, this guy, Matt. So he married a man. He was married in a relationship. But then they struck up their relationship, the guy, the model, Thomas, and Thiel. And, so people wonder if something had anything to do with it. Thiel was always throwing parties at his mansion in Hollywood. Your friends probably got invited,
Probably.
but you didn't.
Nope.
And Thomas would go. Thiel is one of the biggest funders of the Republican candidates in 2022. That's always so interesting.
Uh-huh.
Okay. Thomas was hyping himself up to make an exit from his life with the billionaire towards the end of the year. So he was leaving the billionaire, being a kept man to this guy who was married. And then that's why he left his house in LA to Miami. And his friends say he never really gave a lot of information about this guy or his living situation. So that's a little suspicious.
Mhm.
And he was texting a friend a week before about being excited for an upcoming baby shower. And that person thought there's no way he would have killed himself. He had all these things to look forward to. He sounded completely fine. But he had been struggling with his relationship since last May with this guy. And they thought he stayed because he thought he was securing his safety by, being with such a wealthy man. But eventually he did leave the man. So there's just a lot of thoughts. Is there anything about this? But I don't know what people are suggesting, that someone else was on the balcony and pushed him, and why?
Or if it was like a hit, he knew something about him.
But they would have to, if all of a sudden
Like he was going to go public with it,
right. So, but if all of a sudden somebody falls from a balcony, it is kind of a great way to murder someone. Okay. So, I'm sorry, it is kind of, so you're on this super high building and and whatever, you push the person over, and then you immediately leave the building. You have no evidence. Maybe like act like you're his friend, and you don't touch anything or whatever. But also, no one's going to even suspect foul play if someone goes off the building. No one gonna, until weeks later, and they listen to Juicy Scoop.
And then
So
they
by
find
that
out,
time,
yeah.
they've already cleaned everything. So I'm just saying, you're there.
But there's cameras if there's cameras in the condo or whatever, I feel like everything
like
has
a big secured
security.
building,
Yeah. And then there's
maybe.
cameras in the elevator.
But I'm thinking, if there's no cameras that caught it, and you go out and then you go down the back steps, you don't take an elevator or anything.
Yeah. Peter, don't take any selfies on a balcony, okay?
I don't know.
It is weird.
I mean, or it could be that he did commit suicide because there was some horrible threat that was coming from this guy. But I mean, if I was this guy who was married to a man and had an open relationship or was cheating with this guy or whatever, this Steele guy, I certainly wouldn't like that people are trying to tie me to the fact that this guy that I had on again, off again romantic relationship, or maybe I was a sugar daddy, that I had anything to do with it.
Yeah. I'm not buying he fell from taking a selfie. Models know how to take selfies. You know what I mean?
And I'm thinking a building that's this new would have a high enough thing, but that's why I think they're thinking it's a selfie. Did he stand on something to get a better view?
No, I would hope not.
But I mean, some people are
If he
really
did, then that's
people.
like...
But people die all the time doing selfies and doing crazy things for great photos that will get a lot of likes and get shared all the time.
Yeah, remember all those people that died playing Pokemon Go?
No, what the
There
hell?
was like an app to like find Pokemon. They'd be like, oh, look, there's
yeah.
a Bulbasaur, and they'd fall off a cliff and die.
Is that why they stopped that game?
I'm pretty sure. Like they were like, hey, like please keep your eyes on.
Remember, you'd have that on your phone, and then you'd see the little thing like
Yeah.
out there.
Yeah, and then a bus would come hit you. You know. 'cause-
Remember when Kim Kardashian had her app that was like you can live like Kim Kardashian, and like go out with Jonathan Shaban and eat some like cookies at a nightclub?
God, people
Remember
paid
that?
for that. God.
And it was like her and like her
With an
Hervé
8-bit
Leger
character.
yeah, and then like what happened with that? And then people were spending all their money. Like people would find out their kid got the app and spent like $18,000 trying to get into the nightclub with Kim.
Oh.
Remember? And then everybody just acts like that didn't happen.
No.
Everyone acts like that someone didn't cross the street and get hit looking for Pokemon, or
Yeah.
their kid didn't spend $18,000 trying to get with Kim Kardashian.
What's the difference? What's going to kill you faster?
I don't know.
I think it's really sad though, but hopefully that would scare me. I'm not one of those extreme selfie people. Like that just scares me.
No.
They're like, hey, get up. You're going to dangle from the Eiffel Tower to get that like golden hour. I'm like, no.
No.
I'm not going to stand up to be like, hey, look, there's imminent
When
death.
you
no.
were in New York, did you go to that really tall
No,
building?
the Edge?
You didn't do that?
No.
Oh,
I was right there. I
that
stayed
was
in Hudson,
fun.
the one in Hudson
Yeah,
Yards.
that was
No,
fun.
I don't know.
That's a beautiful restaurant too.
Great. I can't. I'm not
That
going to
freaked you out.
stand. Oh,
It was freaky. It was freaky.
I see those videos of like this swimming pool was built over an open building, and you see people like on a glass bottom pool.
I kind of like that.
No, Heather, you're
right.
extreme. Because I feel like the minute I did that, then it like the cracks would start happening, and then I'm stuck.
Yeah,
No,
you just like go too far to like the third act of the movie.
Ugh.
Okay. So Prince Harry. According to Marie Claire, UK, this lawyer warns Prince Harry that his drug admissions from his book and whatnot could affect his U.S. visa.
Great.
I mean, this seems very ridiculous.
Yeah.
They just said in his book, he admits to doing drugs to help with the pain of losing his mother. He did mushrooms at Courtney Cox's house. Who doesn't?
Who hasn't?
And this could impact his visa if he hasn't reported his drug use to authorities. This could result in permanent ban from applying for citizenship and deportation. If they don't let him, who is married to an American, become a citizen because he did some shrooms at Courtney Cox's house, that is ridiculous.
It's so they are reaching for anything at this point.
I mean, the amount of people that get into this country,
Oh.
and you're gonna not have him. Meanwhile, though, he and Megan, allegedly from Page Six, they are trying to become members of the private dining club, the Bungalows.
Not the San Francisco Bungalows.
Yes.
I've done comedy there.
Oh, you have?
It's
I've been there once for dinner. It's so cute.
It's so cute. And
It's like an old kind of boutique-y hotel.
Yeah.
So it feels the total 1960s old Hollywood
It's really
vibe.
fun.
And it is a private dining club, and they were very strict, even more strict than Soho, about not taking photos,
Can't take
not
pictures,
talking
all that
about
stuff.
it, nothing.
Oh, well.
So I was a guest, and really no juicy scoop happened. I had a really fun dinner with the people who invited me. I liked the food. I loved the charm. There's all these different kind of rooms.
Uh-huh.
So it is really great for people who are members that want to do meetings, or like Angelina Jolie, I would say meet that billionaire there next.
Make a reservation today.
Yeah, and then hopefully his wife hasn't talked to Jen Aniston and he can still go have dinner with you. But because people not only can't take photos, but if they're a member and then they, like, if I was a member and then I said, "Oh my God, last night I saw Angelina Jolie and Meghan Markle in the bathroom," then they'll kick me out.
Yeah.
So I'm not even going to apply.
Don't even apply. But also I feel like if you're there and you like see them, you'd be like,
Right.
"Oh, can
But
I get the check?"
But the whole appeal to get other people to go is that, like, this isn't Nobu.
Yeah.
And
it's
yeah.
very, very, very chic.
But however, the one time they did go there, the paparazzi happened to know and were outside, and normally they're never outside. So I would
Because
think,
Raquel called TMZ outside of Blush Nail Salon
Yes.
and told them that they were going.
I mean, that is so true. When she was sitting there,
Yeah.
at first I was like, why would she call TMZ? I mean, we all knew she called TMZ because she's just sitting there and talking for 32 minutes. And I'm like, why would she do that? Well, I'm like, because she was setting up the victim thing and showing that she's nice to someone who approaches her and all of that. But like, you're sitting outside, like, you could just go inside.
Yeah. I was like, who's this ET street performer? Like, I didn't know, like, why are... It was weird.
Yeah.
It was very, very strange. Spencer let her have it. I
But
thought
let
that
me
was
say,
great.
I mean, let me just say, for like Lala and I were talking about it. It's like, wow, she should, if she survives and wins people over, she really should be a model for a makeup line because she looks like a completely different person with makeup.
Yeah.
Like whoever signs her up, it's going to be like, you can go from this girl, this ET street performer, to like, I mean, some people, they look so different without makeup, but then they actually have like a really good structure of a face that once you beat that face, it's like two different people. Like, I don't think anyone would recognize you.
No, I honestly would never have noticed her in public at all.
Yeah. Anyway, I wonder if they'll let them in. I mean,
Of course they will. They'll
okay.
let them in.
Well, I'm just saying it's one of those things. I remember one time
Because then they'll be like,
no-
they won't let us into the San Vicente bungalows. They asked what color our baby was. No, they didn't.
But Hollywood and LA and old LA non-famous
Yeah.
rich people are weird too. Like there's a story that I heard over and over again that LA Country Club, which is like a very prestigious old country club, it's the best golf, it's like all the old LA rich people, that Tom Hanks wanted to join because he liked golf and he wanted to join, and they were like, no, we don't want your kind here. Meaning Hollywood. We don't want actors.
Yeah.
We don't want this to be a Hollywood thing.
Yeah, they don't
we
want
don't
people
want the bullshit.
paparazzi,
We
yeah.
don't care that you're the most beloved actor and you're a total delight. Nope. We don't, because of what you'll bring. Everyone will be talking about it, like all that kind of stuff. So it's kind of
That's how I
interesting.
am with the parks and hikes that I go on in LA.
Tell me, you don't
You know what I mean?
want to advertise when you find a new path?
It drives me insane when people are like, here's the best kept secret in LA. This hike. And I'm like, don't come here, because then people trash it.
No, it's true. And there's a lot of things.
It's like,
I see
ugh.
that on Reels and TikTok a lot too.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I didn't know there was like this many stairs
Yeah.
close to this thing. That could be a fun thing to do.
And then you get there and it's all graffitied and there's trash everywhere and people are playing their beat pills like on the hike. There's nothing I hate more than when you go on a hike and
Yeah.
someone is just blasting like their music that no one has asked for.
Why aren't they wearing their AirPods?
I ask that all the time. Wear your AirPods on a hike, assholes. There, I said it.
Assholes.
Yeah, assholes. I'm trying to hike here. Look at that falcon. Yeah. They want to keep it low key.
This just came out on page 6.
What did he do now?
Everyone's
Another baby?
Everyone's favorite father, Nick Cannon. He just did an interview on Hot 104.1, and he said
Mhm.
he does not have any set financial agreement, monthly allowance with any of the baby mamas, any of his kids' mothers. So it's not like they each get $10,000 a month or anything like that. There's nothing even, let alone any kind of like legal agreement. They don't even have a personal agreement. He just says, there's never been something that one of the mothers of my children has asked for that they didn't receive. That is beyond comprehension to me. How can you be one of 6 women, all of which your kids are like under 4?
Yeah.
And one chick, I mean, this is like the ultimate sister wives, don't be selfish. And one chick is not asking for more than the other. Not one like that, and that you wouldn't be jealous about that this girl is clearly living in a nicer apartment than you, or you're following that girl and you're like, why does her kid have Gucci tennis shoes on? Because my kid doesn't have Gucci. Hi, Nick. Little baby, whatever their kids are, Rolls Royce or Sapphire. Yeah, little zillionaire is wearing Gucci tennis shoes.
Yeah.
And my little beautiful day.
Thousandaire.
Yeah.
Thousandaire is wearing Marshalls.
Yeah.
And Ross Dress for Less.
Yeah, I was like that. I can't believe that is, to me, this is the most
Gross?
mind-blowing. No, I don't believe it. Or I don't believe it'll last. I don't believe this kind of, like, whoever wants something can get it. And whatever you ask for, you get. There's no way that these women are not going to start to compare notes and feel like one gets more or more favored than the other, or I'm not getting enough for my child.
Do you think they'll turn on Nick Cannon?
Yes.
Work.
There's no way you can't.
I know.
There's no way. It's like, it's one thing, like, when you're 26 and you're a gorgeous model and you just had your second baby or whatever with Nick Cannon, and he comes around and you bone and he's sweet. And you're like, I don't care. Like, just like the Sister Wives with Cody. I don't care. I don't even have him in my bed every night. What in 8 years, when those 2 kids are, 8 and 10 or whatever, 6 and 10, and they've got soccer and they need tutors, and you're now 35 and it's not going to be cute. And you're going to be like, you know what? I'd like a fucking break. Who's going to take my kid so I could go to Cabo and get some fresh dick that doesn't wear a turban? I would like to try something new. There's no way that these girls are going to not be speaking their truth and being annoyed and getting their own podcast to talk about it. I give it 2 years and this whole thing is going to explode.
And then in 20 years, we're going to have a new Broadway musical about the wives of Nick Cannon called 6. It'll be like the original 6 about Henry VIII and his wives. But this one's going to be about Nick Cannon and his 6 wives and how they were not taken care of financially.
Juicy.
I think I'm just going to
Juicy
start writing
history
that Broadway
come
sensation
around.
now.
Something exciting happened to you, Justin, is that you dove in deep and got yourself a subscription to the streaming service Peacock and discover the Real Housewives of Miami, which if you're looking for something and especially you just want some sun, some fun, it's Miami. Why do you love Miami?
I mean, it's everything I didn't know I want.
Okay.
The women are incredible. They fight about everything.
Who's your favorite?
Marisol. She's drunk all the time. She's like, I don't.
She's not even featured in the photos.
I know. She's not even in the
and she's by far like
she's
the most
best.
exciting. Yeah.
And I loved Alexia, but then she kind of like became like this like mean girl, which I don't like.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna like judge her on that, but I was like, oh, I love her son. I thought that's a great storyline. Larsa, I'm just kind of like, nah. And then what's her name? I love Julia and her goats and her lesbian relationship to Martina Navratilova.
And then we've got, that's great.
Yeah.
And
Get
then,
out of here, Erica Jane. I don't have time for that. Look at that legacy over there.
right. And then we've got Lisa, whose
L-
plastic surgeon husband just leaves her in the middle of the show on
In the
camera.
middle on a hot mic. And she's just talking about Lenny and Lenny, I might get back with him. No, I won't. And then the mother-in-law turns on her. And then we have Kiki and
You knew the mother-in-law was going to turn.
I did too.
Because that's just never, and just, listen, if you get divorced from your husband and you're really close to the mother-in-law, it can only work if it's somewhat amicable between
Mhm.
you and your ex.
Mm-hmm.
If it's not, this still is her son,
Yeah.
and she is going to choose her son over you.
Mm-hmm.
And she does.
And
And if he ends up staying with this other woman, she's got to eventually embrace this second wife or whatever. So it's like, just know that if that starts to happen, if you think there's hope, you can maybe confide in your mother-in-law. But when there's no longer hope, the mother-in-law is not going to be your friend.
at all, sorry, she's got to choose sides, and you're not blood.
No.
And I just love Adriana and her music video. Fire, 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 Miami. And no one's paying attention.
No.
And they all just yell at each other and like, pero no, pero, I don't have a mortgage. You have a mortgage. You have 2 mortgages. I don't have 2 mortgages. Yes, you do. You have 1. And I'm like, why am I like enthralled by this?
I love the Spanish element
Pero.
of it. Love it. I love it. And I love that, is it Adriana, right?
Mhm.
It's just like, I mean, this is what I've always wished for. I'm like, no, you didn't. Like, I watched the show when it was on 8 years ago. You were never even humming.
Yeah.
Like, it was just like every housewife is just like, what am I going to do? Am I going to do a song? I want to say, people, housewife consultant here.
Mm-hmm.
I do think, and I've said this before, in this day and age, getting a song is a lot easier than creating a line of frozen seafood like Shannon Bedore
Uh-huh.
or lemon sphincters, whatever they're
I'm
called.
sorry.
They're like a sphincter. What is it called?
I think Gwyneth Paltrow has those.
They're like these little drinks that are supposed to no, it's not called a spritzer.
Well, it's definitely not a sphincter.
I know a sphincter is. I know a sphincter is like in your dick, right, or your asshole. What
A sphincter?
is a full butthole? Oh, well, there's something else.
It's not a
that's
lemon
tincture,
butthole.
a stinkster, a tincture. It's like a little drink. It's like a little shot. Anyway, people have that. People have Garcelle had a line of bedding
Mhm.
that I was not a fan of. So the reason why I think a song is a way to go is you don't need to get a fulfillment center. You don't have to find a factory in a different country. You don't have to drive out to the warehouse. You don't have to make your kids start packing your leggings.
Yeah.
You just need to find
A yacht.
2 weird guys that will create a song in about 3.5 minutes about you being a rich lady who wants to party. They write it out. You sing it.
You get 2 hot Craigslist models.
Right.
That aren't taking selfies off of a building.
They are able to show up, and
Yeah.
then you get your housewives in the video, and
Get 'em drunk.
You get great content for the show, so all the producers love it. They're
Yeah.
not going to be like, we don't want to see another music video. They're going to be like, yeah. Then on top of it, so you do your song there, and the 2 guys doing it are like, whatever, like, we can make your voice sound like fucking Barbara Streisand. Yeah. So we do that. Then you can sell out some tickets at a little show where a bunch of housewife fans that are like, bitch, we're going to go see this loser sing.
Yeah.
They all get together and they have fun. And you're not going to make a lot,
No.
but you don't need a band. You just need the one guy playing the songs, which you'll mouth.
With a screen, throw
Don't-
the YouTube video.
Don't be like Erica Jane and
No.
get a bunch of dancers, unless those gay dancers are willing to do it for like free because
They're super fans.
they're super fans and they want to take photos with you and use like them with a housewife as their grinder headshot. And then be like, oh my God, I love her. I love her. Like that's,
Yes, queen. Show me that lemon sphincter.
yes.
Yeah.
And so that's the only way. That is actually a smart thing to do
Mhm.
because it's not going to cost you that much money.
Yeah.
Don't be like Erica Jane with a big, huge production.
Don't be Countess Luann with like hiring a band
She-
and then a
don't
drunk
do-
woman throws up on you.
Don't do a 12-piece band,
Yeah.
Countess Luann.
Yeah.
Like, you just need that beep, beep, beep. And then you do your little dance and you get a couple songs. And then, like, maybe you do like a weird Q&A, or like Sonia, hire a couple other comedians to be on. They don't care because they're like, this was a fucking fun night. And I
Yeah.
just want to have some drinks and food. And can you believe I opened for Adriana's, like it's just a story
Fire
that you
Miami.
just tell on your podcast. Like, so I am totally not against housewives becoming singers. I actually think it's extremely doable and easy.
And it's fun. And it's
Yeah.
so bad. And was it in my head as I was in bed staring up at the ceiling, grinding my own teeth?
But you can't remember it now, though, can you?
No, but
Yeah.
it's literally like
It was.
fire, fire, fire.
Yeah, it was kind of catchy. when I was like,
Miami's hot. Like that was it. And I was just sitting there looking up at the ceiling, grinding my teeth like I did all the Miami cocaine because I binge watched like 5 episodes and I was just like, and it was just playing in my head and like all of the brightest of colors and fabrics were going in my
Yes,
head. It was
yellow.
fun. Yes.
Every time I see
Pink.
this, I'm like, why don't I buy more yellow dresses?
Green.
I never think to buy yellow. Neon.
God, and I was drinking. These women hold mojitos in, like, you have diamonds, apples, peaches. These women just hold alcoholic beverages. You know what you're getting into.
I know. That's also, I'm also, why am I not drinking more rum?
Because rum is a horrible, horrible hangover.
It is.
Yes, it's all
I
sugar.
guess I just never have it.
It's all sugar. It's just, if you want to feel like dog shit, like the next morning, drink like 10 mojitos. Hell, drink 3 mojitos.
I feel like tequila's my new best friend.
It is. It was always there.
I guess now I'm just like, you know what? It gives you a lot, for me, because I know some people like, I get so drunk. I think because I didn't drink that much of it in my lifetime.
Yeah.
That now when I have it, I get a nice buzz, but I don't get like sloppy and I'm not really hungover.
Yeah, pero you need to drink more tequila.
This is sad. So Suri, beautiful Suri. She's 16 now.
Wow.
Suri Cruise. So according to everything we've seen, which I think that this is true, this is from The Sun, Tom Cruise hasn't seen Suri in 10 years because of Scientology. Of course, Katie Holmes divorced Tom when Suri was 5. The story I remember back then is, Katie was a fan of Tom's. Much like Raquel was a fan of DJ and DJ James Kennedy.
Mm-hmm.
She was a fan. She had a poster of him in her room, whatever. When they were auditioning who was going to be his next wife or girlfriend, somehow they came across her. And she was like, hell yeah, I've always been attracted to him. Also, look where Nicole Kidman's career went when she married him. Okay, well, Dawson Creek girl, that didn't happen. So she marries him. She has the baby. And it didn't really like
no one believed
catapult
it, really.
her career. Because I don't really think he was pushing for it.
No.
He was just like, I needed you to be my beard. I need you to be my wife. We have this kid. And then according to everything I remember, she got to an age where then she was going to start being indoctrinated into the religion. And Katie, who came from a Catholic family religion, was Catholic originally, and probably was feeling all the weirdness of Scientology now, much like Nicole Kidman, was like, I'm out.
Mm-hmm.
She got her out, but since then, she got full custody in 2012 with a settlement of $325,000 a year in child support, which is good. But when you think about how many billions he's with, he's got to be worth $1 billion with all that.
Mission Impossible,
yes,
Top Gun, all that stuff.
But their split is rumored. So that's it. He doesn't see her. And he's distanced her, and now she apparently wants to go to fashion school, which is great.
Good for her.
She's 16. She's really pretty, and but he's still close with his older children. I always thought this was so weird.
Justin and Sydney, was that their names?
No, Isabella's 29 and Connor's 28, and he adopted both those kids with Nicole when they were married.
Yeah.
But then when they broke up, Nicole had no connection, association, anything with those two kids that she got from the day they were born. They were put in her arms. And then she went on to marry, who's her husband? Keith Urban. And then I believe she did carry her daughters with him. So she gave birth. I don't know if they're I don't know if she had a surrogate. I don't
They're
know.
twins or something. She have twins.
Yeah, I don't know if
Easter.
we
or something.
Yeah, I don't know if
Easter. Or
we
something.
never knew.
Sunday.
I really don't know. Yeah, Sunday is one.
Sunday. Yeah.
But I never knew if she had the fertility issue or they just wanted to adopt because they were busy. And sometimes people just always like had a dream of adopting. They want to
Mhm.
adopt versus having their own kids.
Oh, and I just caught it. So I'm just gonna
What?
answer these juicy scoop comments real quick.
What?
Justin and Sydney are OJ Simpson and Nicole Brown Simpson's kids. So thank you
For correcting.
from the future. I'm just already saying it. Those are the wrong kids.
Yes.
Sorry.
But I do appreciate the correction, but I hope
Yes.
you guys don't get mad at us when
Yeah.
we make the mistakes because this is a comedic conversation.
Uh-huh.
This is not.
I don't have Nicole Kidman's kids
And-
on the top of my head every morning.
As much of research and everything
Yes.
that Annie does for me, sometimes another story pops in our head
Yes.
and we misspeak the exact facts.
Mm-hmm. I am Team Suri on this. I
Yeah,
want this girl.
so-
I need
But
Suri in
I'm
New York like Emily in Paris. That's what I want. A girl going to fashion school in the big city, you know?
I mean, but I always thought that was so weird that Nicole
Always.
had to not be part of those kids' lives. But at the same time, I understand why.
Mm-hmm.
They were young and I mean, this is, I'm just saying they were young. They were not her biological kids. He was going to make it so hard and difficult for her. And then when she found, Keith and was able to be a mother, I think at that point, and the kids, and as they got older, probably said, we never want to see her. We don't remember her. I mean, it's really, really hard sometimes, whether you're like a step parent who then divorces the man and you have no rights to those step kids. How are you supposed to keep that relationship going? It's really, I don't think Nicole Kidman did anything wrong in that
She
situation.
did it. Tom Cruise is a pussy.
Yeah.
He is. I don't understand. And I'm going to say it. He's 5'1". He can fly like these massive like jet engines and do his own stunts, but he bails out of the Oscars when his film is nominated because he's afraid of his ex-wife running into him. And you're a terrible father to your own daughter? Fatherhood's mission impossible, dude.
Well, there's also a conspiracy theory.
Bitch.
Yes, I agree with all of that. But there's also conspiracy theory
Okay.
that that Suri is not his biological child.
No, she looks just like him.
Well, but she also looks just like Katie.
Yeah, she's a mix. That's how parenting
Okay, but the
happens.
conspiracy theory is, A, he didn't have this is these are all the rumors conspiracy. So they did adopt he and
Mhm.
Nicole. Could it be that he had the fertility issue? Okay. Because she went on to have kids. And also the reason nobody knew, because she said on Oprah, I was blindsided when he filed for divorce
Yeah.
from me. And he filed right before the 10-year mark, which would have entitled her to a lot more money in California for being married. And there were rumors that she got pregnant, but like lost the baby, but got pregnant. And that's when he realized, well, I know I'm shooting blanks. So if you got pregnant, then you cheated on me. And that's why he divorced Nicole. That was rumors back then. With Suri, the rumor is that Katie Holmes was dating, what is it, Chris Klein? Is that
Oh,
his
yeah,
name?
yeah, yeah.
Chris
From
Klein,
American Pie. Yeah.
right before she met Tom. And could she have been already pregnant with Suri when she met Tom, and that was fine, had Suri, and therefore she's not angry that Tom's not in her daughter's life. She's fine to not have him around. He's fine not to see her because he always knew that that wasn't his child, but he was happy to father the child, happy to be with her as long as she stayed in her lane, and then we're going to follow in the line of being Scientologists. And she was like, I'm out of here. And because remember, there was always that weird thing where we didn't know, it seemed like we saw Suri and they're like, wait a minute, this child looks too old to have been the age of
How old she was supposed to be? Like
because I think they got married. Can you look it up? Did Tom and Suri get married? I mean, Tom and Katie get married at the infamous wedding in which Leah Remini asked everybody, "Where's Shelley? Where's Shelley Miscavige?"
Oh yeah.
And she was all pissed because they didn't seat her next to J Lo because they were trying to friend poach J Lo into the religion. But if I think they got married after she gave birth, so it went really quick that they got together and she got pregnant right away. And then she had Suri, and the photos of Suri had like incredible thick black hair.
Yeah.
But a lot of babies come out
Yeah.
looking like they have a wig.
Uh-huh.
I mean, it's so that's not unheard of. But so that was the rumor.
She doesn't look like Chris Klein though. She looks like Tom Cruise to me. I don't think they had sex. I think he like put his sperm in like a Hidden Valley Ranch bottle, and like she went to the bathroom and did her thing, and like I don't know. I think that's how it happened.
Did they get married?
I think it was like IVF or whatever.
After she gave birth. Anyway, I think there could be some. I think there could be some truth in that. They got married after she gave birth because the pregnancy came so quick into the relationship. That's where the conspiracy theory came about.
Yeah.
Also, apparently, we didn't go to the moon.
But also, Scientologists aren't the most traditional people when it comes to religion and marriage.
And his kids that he had with Nicole Kidman, of course, stuck with Scientology. And I believe that Isabella married a Scientologist. They're hardcore into it, Isabella and Connor, and they're 29 and 28. This woman,
not a Scientologist,
passed her driving test
on
her 960th time of trying after spending $13,000 trying to get her license. Okay, I just want to tell you because we didn't have the easiest time with my son. And I'm going to definitely share it with him to make him feel better.
Good.
So she took the written test every day for 3 years until she passed. She had to take it 780 times. The written test. Then she took the driving test twice a week until she finally passed. She didn't give up because she needed a license for her vegetable sealing business. Her driving instructor was so relieved when she finally passed that he gifted her a car as a congratulations for passing. I kind of don't think this woman should be on the road.
This woman should not be on the road. We are rewarding bad behavior. She's a virgin who can't drive.
So it's 960 altogether. So 780 taking the written test.
Yeah.
Which is multiple choice.
And 200 and then
200 times taking the test with the guy or girl.
No. Absolutely not. Do you know how many dents? No. She pulled out of the dealership and immediately her car exploded.
So the Kardashians had a trailer drop yesterday for their latest season. And it seems like a lot of people are losing some interest in them.
They're boring as hell. Who cares?
Well, they said the season's not going to be boring. Do you imagine if they did say it was going to be boring? They're like, we'd love to say it was a nice season, but it's not.
Oh, that's how they're getting you.
Yeah.
Wasn't you and Lala saying that? Like, you were like, what are we talking? Like, what are they doing? Like, they did it. They did the thing. They're all married. They're all like, what we're going to get another season of Khloe debating whether or not to get back with her cheating husband, Tristan, or whatever. Like, what are we getting?
Yeah.
What are we getting? North, she's wearing braids. Ooh.
Yeah.
What are they saying the drama's going to be? Do you know or no? What do you think it is?
I don't know. What I would like to know is I want to know more about the Kanye wife. Is that a real marriage? Is that a real thing? Is she really an architect?
But I mean, they're not going to talk about that though.
I know, but that's all I care about. Yeah. That's what I want to know about. I want to know, like kind of what's up with Scott. Like, he's not dating anyone young anymore. Is anyone buying his talentless sweatshirts?
I got it.
What?
This is what's going to happen.
Hell.
I wish I could tell you this is going to be a mild, relaxing, serene season, but it's not. Because Chris is going to be screaming at them the entire season to get off their fucking asses and get to fucking work.
And make some shit happen.
Like, that's going to be like, Kim, eat your own advice. Go do something. Make some shit happen. Look at her. Look at poor Courtney. Just hungry and tired. She's so tired of,
I do think
no sugar in her life.
Even though everyone is like, who cares about E or whatever, I do kind of think, again, I mean, I think it's obviously a right time to like move from traditional cable, like the way people watch TV, but at the same time, when it just automatically was on your regular TV on E, you ended up watching it more because it would be like, we're going to have a Saturday marathon. And you would just turn it on and you would like clean your house
Yeah.
and all that. But when it's like on Hulu, where you have to take a couple steps to watch it, it's the same reason why anyone that would complain about a comedy special and what you say, which we'll promote yours in a minute, I'm like, shut up. It doesn't just fall while you're watching. You
Yeah.
literally have to go to Netflix or go to Out TV
Mm-hmm.
and go and make
Type it in and
type
watch
in
it.
just
Yeah.
and watch it, or Amazon Prime or whatever for mine. So I'm just like, but then you know, so you have to make the effort to watch it. And I think you don't end up watching it as much because you're not watching those classic reruns.
Yeah, you're not like, oh my God, you know, the new season of the Kardashians are on.
Do they still show reruns of the
Probably.
Kardashians on E?
I think they show like.
Can you just ask and see?
I think they do.
I don't know. I mean, I'm sure they have the rights to.
Yeah.
So why wouldn't you?
I mean, they show like Sweet Home Alabama marathons, and I'm talking about the Reese Witherspoon movie that's edited. They show Sex in the City edited with commercials. Can't wait to sit through that. Why can't I just go watch it on another app? It's so bizarre.
But sometimes I will though. But I think we're getting rid of our cable, so I don't know.
Yeah,
what's
I
gonna happen
think
next.
everyone is. What is this?
This is a gay story that I saved for you.
It's a gay story?
Well, it's about two guys.
We already had one though.
He unintentionally, but maybe not accidentally, cheated on his boyfriend.
Oh God.
See, they were in a poly relationship,
Uh-huh.
meaning poly means
Polyamorous means
no.
there's
But
more
are you?
than-
But are you saying? Are you supposed to be loyal
Yeah.
to the number of people within the poly?
Yeah.
So if there's a poly of 4, you don't fuck with anybody unless they're in that 4.
I had
But
a
you're
poly
not.
at my show the other day.
What did they do?
They were like there in the front. It was me and Margaret Cho and Megan Stalter, and we were performing at Largo.
Okay.
And I think Margaret was on stage, and
Yeah.
Megan and I were sitting backstage, and she was like, "Oh, you guys are all in a relationship?" And it was like 3 or 4 guys, and they were all hot, all of them. And they're like, "Oh yeah," and we have like these are our kids, and Megan and I were backstage like, "Holy shit, there's a hot poly couple in the front row."
I
It was like a-
talked about a poly couple that involved men and women.
Yeah.
And they have kids, and the girls are pregnant, and they don't know who the dad is because they all switch and live together, and they all raise the kids together. But this was so they were in a poly. This was guys. They were in a poly relationship, but they didn't set the boundaries. And then one guy basically got a whole other boyfriend, and then they knew about each other, but it was. But
Too
it
late.
bothered the other partner, but he wouldn't speak up. So then they continued to get close until both relationships imploded. So it's a lot. You know, I think if you're going to have a poly relationship, you get a whiteboard in the kitchen.
Yes. Get a dry erase marker. Have like cut out a few minutes of your day. Get
Have
out a
some
lemon
house rules.
sphincter. Yeah.
Have some house rules.
Have some house rules. Underline bullet
Get your
points.
Gwyneth Paltrow rectal ozone layer
Yes.
going.
Yeah. And just really write out what you want. Be clear and forward. You might miss, half of a ski day, but I think the longevity of a relationship is more important.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
My last story
Oh,
is
yes.
follow up on when I had Chris Frangiola here,
Okay.
because the 2 inmates were found at IHOP after escaping the Virginia jail using tools from toothbrushes. So they made little tools and they scoop, like you would on there was a movie, I think,
Shawshank
Alcatraz
Redemption?
and Shawshank, and also
Yeah.
where like then you cover the hole
Mhm.
and every night you do a little hole. Anyway, they got through, and the first place they went to was IHOP, and that's where they were caught and then sent back. But I was talking to Chris because he took his daughter to IHOP, and he was very sad that the
Prisoners weren't there.
prisoners weren't there. But he looked like he was not impressed with the art of his daughter's like happy face pancake. But I just was like, it's hilarious. And I have heard from other people, because I didn't know if this was just something that's happening in Tarzana, California. Chris was very upset that IHOP has removed the flavored syrups. Remember how there'd be 4 syrups?
No! Yeah, it was like blueberry, maple,
That was the fun.
original, and
Boysenberry.
strawberry or
Yeah, or
something
whatever.
like that. Yeah.
I remember there was like an apple cinnamon I liked.
There
Anyway,
might
it's
have been.
gone.
Why?
We don't know.
first M&Ms and now our IHOP
Did
syrups.
you hear about Skittles?
What's Skittles doing?
They're doing a move to get rid of Skittles because I guess in certain countries,
Skittles
they don't even allow
means-
Skittles because it's not has nothing to do with drag queens. None of the Skittles are wearing too high of boots.
Oh,
It's just that I guess whatever is made in the Skittles, in other countries, they don't allow it because they feel like it's too unhealthy. And so there's a move to remove Skittles from here.
that's not the America I want to live in.
Skittles is Skittles and Twix are my kids' two favorite candies. If they ever want candies, if I ever give them like Easter baskets or anything in their thing,
These
I always
guys.
get Skittles and Twix.
Exactly. Is that your favorite? That's your favorite candy?
I like Skittles too because I like a couple handfuls.
A couple handful.
Just enough.
Yeah, I don't
just
need like a
enough.
whole bowl of like green
Start
Skittles
with
or
same with the
anything.
Starburst. Just
Yeah.
a little,
A
just
pink,
couple.
a bag of pinks. Yeah,
Yeah.
Starburst. But these guys barreled out of jail, whittled their way out,
And
probably for flavored syrups,
I
and
know.
they're not there.
you're right.
Oh, can we have nothing?
Can we have nothing?
International House of Prison. Good God.
Tell everybody okay, we know we have your fabulous special. So tell everyone where they can
Yes.
watch your special.
You can watch it on Out TV. It is an app. You can like download it, watch it, kind of like what you do with a normal app if you just want to watch something and
Yeah.
okay, we did it. Okay, cool. It's very supportive to me. And I would appreciate thank you to all the people who watched it on Moment House and who have watched it and given me some great feedback. Can I look up a date real quick?
Yes, of course.
Because I just want to plug this because I
Plug
think
it,
it's
plug
very
away.
important.
I will plug again, everybody, that Justin will definitely be with me in Las Vegas.
Yes.
May 27th. Everything is at heathermcdonald.net. At this time, everything will be available. It will be there. I cannot stress enough to go to heathermcdonald.net and click on the city you want to go to. Do not Google it and go to a third-party situation because you will not get the best deal.
Mhm.
And I want you to come see me. And so that's the first one, but all of them are listed there.
It's going to be way fun. And also May 7th,
Yes.
I am doing a telethon. Oh, yes. At Moment, www.moment.co/dangerous. I am teaming up with several amazing drag queens: Alaska, BB, Bob the Drag Queen, Ginger Minge, Frankie Grande, who's not a drag queen but kind of could be, Jackie B, Jinx Monsoon, Katya, Manila, Trixie Mattel, and we are doing a telethon to raise money for the Drag is Bad Tennessee ban that's been passed in Tennessee. So that's May 7th. So I'll be posting more about that as time gets closer. But yeah.
Everyone follow Justin.
Please
Check out
do.
his podcast, Just Saying with Justin Martindale. And thank you, everyone. Make sure to go to heathermcdonald.net for tickets and for Patreon and for new merch. Thank you. All right, you guys, I hope to spend Memorial Day weekend with you, especially Saturday, May 27th. It's actually my wedding anniversary. But more excitingly, I'm going to be with my three other husbands, Chris Frangiola, Justin Martindale, and Spencer Pratt at the Venetian in Las Vegas. One show only at the Summit Room. I love this room. It's intimate. It's juicy. We're going to talk about it all. Go to heathermcdonald.net and get your tickets right now. Plan your trip and let's rip it!